Welcome to another edition of Rockstar Recipes. Today we have a very special guest coming on the show. Chef Leah DiBernardo of Temecula Valley, Southern California wine country is going to show us one of my favorites, a red lentil Tibetan soup. I love it. Red lentils are some of my favorites. We call them masoor dal. I'm used to making this soup the Indian way, but I mean, let's face it, that border between Tibet and India is arbitrarily placed by the British a long time ago, right? So I mean, I'm pretty sure those were one country at once, and the tastes are very similar. But what is really cool about Chef Leah's methodology is she soaks the lentils and then she uses a blender. You've got to see this. Now, when I do mine, I don't soak the lentils. I just put things in a pressure cooker, and I definitely have not tried blending it afterwards. So I'm really eager to see how this turns out. I love masoor dal, which is red lentils, and I love this type of soup. So, without any further ado, let's take it to Chef Leah.
Hey gang, Chef Leah, Extraordinary Artisan Table, Old Town in Temecula, and we're gonna make a little soup today. I was feeling a little under the weather, not sick, but a little down. And whenever I'm feeling like that, I love to make this particular soup. I don't know, there's something about it. Besides being really nutritious and helping to bolster your immune system, it just makes me feel good. Kind of reminds me of my Aunt Ro, who is the one who taught me how to cook. So, whenever we start, let me tell you the soup first. Red lentil Tibetan. This is my red lentil Tibetan soup. Delicious. And lentils are so affordable too, okay? So whenever we start any recipe in the kitchen, I really want you to mise en place. I want you to get all those ingredients ready and together so it's easy and seamless when you're in the kitchen and you're preparing any dish. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get into our veggies. We're gonna take that top and bottom. We're gonna take our tops and bottoms off, everybody. Tops and bottoms, just like that. All right? We're gonna keep these end bits for making another stock. This is gonna be our veggie bin to get everything in. So, we wanna do a medium dice on this. First thing we're going to do after everything is prepped out is we're going to cook the onions and the carrots in a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to want to get those onions translucent. That takes about 5 minutes, but let's get these carrots done. What's up, Doc? Tops and bottoms. Okay, so we are going for a medium dice. So we're going to cut our carrots in half. You're going to start at the top here, and you're going to drag your knife down. Be patient. Watch where your hands are. Be conscientious. No time to be cutting yourself. These are some meaty carrots. All right, then we're going to go belly down. Take it in half again. Actually, I'm going to quarter it because I actually want a smaller dice. All right. So then, keeping that bare claw, because you don't want to cut any of your fingertips. And then again, just Stephen, this is where speeding up will be really rad. Kind of add a nice dimension, I think, to what we're doing. Okay. So we've got our onions, we've got our carrots chopped. And these take about 5 minutes. Once you're ready to put them in the pot, just so you have timing and you know what you're doing. But we're going to add a few more things. I love an heirloom Italian squash. Did you see how little I took off? I think everybody who knows me well knows that I don't like to waste food. So you're just going to take the top and the bottom off, a little tip. This is actually quite edible. There's nothing wrong with eating this top bit. Same thing, we're going to take this in half, lay it on its belly, and we do that because we want a flat surface. We don't want you guys to cut yourself. This makes everything that much easier. We're going to cut it in strips, keep our board in place, and the same thing. Just a nice dice. Okay, got all of our yellow squash chopped, and we're going to put kale in at the very end, which we'll talk about again. But you want to de-stem your kale unless you've got like a baby leaf, and this vein here tends to be a little bit more tender when they're small, as opposed to the bigger ones, which tend to be really fibrous. So all you want to do is pull the skin, the leaf back, hold it, and pull. And that's how you do a quick de-stemming of your kale. Super easy. And I'm going to leave those guys because one, this is super thin, and this is a younger leaf, and it'll be just fine and tasty. All right, so now we've got our garlic. Garlic is totally up to you. You can leave it out. I know a lot of people are allergic to onions and garlic, so leave it out. Or if you love garlic, put a little bit more in. I'm going to use 2 cloves to what we're doing. And I'm just going to take this little brown tip off right here because it's hard. Although you can throw it in your bin over here and use it for stock, right? And then we're just going to give it a little smash. Like that. One more time. And I like to pull out this middle core right here, because if anybody has issues with garlic like I do, this is the bit that bothers most people's stomach right there. All right, so we've got that garlic smashed, and now we're just going to give it a quick mince. Bring it together, hand up above your knife, and just rock it back and forth over your garlic. Always turn your knife over on your board, keeping your hand back, because if you use your blade, you're going to dull it. It's going to get dull, my people. Okay, I like my garlic a little chunky, so that's going to go over to the side with my veg. And then I am going to do a little bit of fresh ginger, or not, or you just go straight down, whatever works for you. And those harder bits to take off, you're just going to use a knife, or we're going to use a peeler. But this is really awesome just to get that skin off without losing a lot of the meat, because turmeric is not cheap. Fresh turmeric is not cheap at all. And it cleans up super fast. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And so then we're just gonna go ahead real quick and take this these last little bits off. And you'll notice it takes so much more meat off, but it's got to come off, so we're gonna take it off. And that's a little nasty bit. Just chop it off. Don't throw it away. Put it in your stock bin. So, little turmeric fat. If you take this turmeric and you grate it and you fry it in a little bit of oil, you get the most like almost bacon flavor, this decadent flavor. All you have to do, medium hot pan, you take your turmeric, use a microplane. If you don't have a microplane, use your cheese grater. You could totally use your cheese grater, right? Look at that beautiful orange, vibrant, just gorgeousness. Goodness gracious. And we are going to put this in our pot when we put our garlic in. And this is just going to give this soup, oh my goodness, such a, just kind of a nutty, creamy, decadent texture. And we love that with our soups. Okay, so let's just check, make sure we have everything that we said we needed. Got our hold on, we got to do our ginger, and it's okay if you use the same blade and you're mixing it, it's all going in the same pot. Get that ginger in there. Ooh, it's kind of pretty actually, mixed with the turmeric. Leave it to me, but I find so much beauty in food. All right. You go there, you come here. Carve that. It's like I feel like a painter. All right. So we again make sure you have a list. Always write everything down. It's so much easier when you mise en place and you absolutely know what you're doing. I do this all the time, even in my commercial kitchen. So we have our carrots, we have our garlic, we have all of our dry ingredients. We have our kale, we have our turmeric, our ginger. We have onions, and then our squash. We're totally ready to go stir side. I'm excited. Let's do it. Okay, we are ready. We're going to add our garlic next. Then we're going to add our ginger. Look at that turmeric. It's so gorgeous. We're going to add that turmeric. Now, since I really love that flavor of fried turmeric and ginger, I want to get it in the base there and incorporate it. Get it fried up just a little bit. Oh my goodness, you guys, the smell, it's so yummy. All right, so there's our garlic and our ginger and our turmeric. We just want to give it about 30 seconds. Let me give that garlic a chance to get a little translucent like the lemon. That's funny. Like the onion. Such a goofball. Okay, so now we're going to go to 1 teaspoon. And you really do want to be careful with your dry ingredients that you don't put too much. You put too much and it really tastes pasty. So we're going to do the 1 teaspoon of our curry. And then 1 teaspoon of our cumin. Yum, love cumin. And then 1 teaspoon, a lot of recipes, a lot of people like thyme. I prefer sweet basil and oregano mixed. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a teaspoon of salt right now. I'm going to put a pinch of that red pepper. Not too much. I really personally don't like things super spicy. And then we're going to give it a nice stir. Again, to incorporate. Look at all that ginger and that turmeric. That's what that is. And it is so delicious and so good for you. Okay, so now we're ready. I'm going to save my bay leaf. So I'm going to throw a bay leaf in there. So, these red lentils have been soaked overnight in filtered water. That helped pull all of the debris that can be in lentils out. So they're nice and clean and will cook faster. So these babies are ready to go. Let's go ahead and get our tomatoes in this pot. Right? We have 6 cups of water broth already made and mixed in. All right. Give that a stir. That is beautiful. And then we're going to throw in a bay leaf, because I'm Italian and I need my bay leaves. There we go. And I'm going to put in a little bit of nutritional yeast. My vegans and my vegetarians need it. We all need a little nutritional yeast in our life. And it's nutty and creamy. It actually, in soups and sauces, has a flavor of almost cheese. I love nutritional yeast. All right, so we're gonna let this go for a few minutes, and then we're gonna add everything else. Okay, we're going to add, now that everything's incorporated, we're going to put 2 cups of our already rinsed, already soaked red lentils. Give it a quick stir. Look at that. Oh my gosh, beautiful. All right, this is gonna go for about 20 minutes, gang. Then we're going to add our kale, and we're going to add a little bit of lemon for vibrancy and tang. But I always wait to put the kale in because I don't like mushy kale. Even if you're using Swiss chard or collard greens, I like to put them in right before I serve it because it's hot enough that it'll wilt it and it's perfect. Even spinach. Okay, our soup is beautiful and done. A little trick to make it creamier and a little bit more decadent, just 2 or 3 cups in a blender. I'm just going to put a little bit more, lentils and all. Reserving the kale, reserving the lemon juice, not putting those in yet. You're going to put your lid on. Be mindful of the steam that needs to escape. Just crack that lid a little bit. Do a quick puree, gang. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to pour it back in. You see that texture? If Traylon can come on over here, make for some room, add that in, give it a stir, and you'll see what that does. It transforms the whole soup. Just beautiful. So now for some brightness, a little tanginess, I'm going to add just 2 teaspoons, 1 tablespoon if you like, of lemon. And this is where I would add our kale or your collard greens or your Swiss chard. So you're just gonna roll it up kind of like you do with basil. When you're chopping basil, we're gonna go for a thicker chiffonade. Chiffonade means ribbon, right? We're just gonna go ahead, bring our knife in a rocking motion, keeping our bear claw, protecting our fingers all the way through. Nice medium ribbon. So that's gonna go right into your soup. And again, I would only do this right when you are serving because the temperature of the soup right off of your stovetop is going to cook that perfectly. All right, so let's serve this up. Oh my goodness, that is, just looks decadent. Decadent soups. I'm gonna go ahead and put a few of our roasted cherry tomatoes. While I was cooking the soup stovetop, I noticed it was already a little sweet. I didn't want it any sweeter, so I went ahead and reserved the cherry tomatoes for a really pretty garnish. I love hemp seeds and sesame seeds toasted for a little bit more protein, right? Look at that. Just right there on the side of the plate. Get yourself a nice big spoon. You're ready to go. Gloves off. I'm taking my gloves off. I'm done.
Okay, that was Chef Lee at the EAT Marketplace. I am looking forward to checking out more of your recipes. Thank you again for watching. That was another great episode of Rockstar Recipes, and we will see you guys next time.